guys, welcome back to another episode of Crossing Swords. As always, I'm Andrew.
And I'm very pleased to announce today that, we talk a lot of shit on this pod, we throw a lot of shade some people's way, and we don't always give them the option to reply. Today, unlike most of the major mainstream newspapers, we are giving front headline space to someone who I have personally slagged off many times on this podcast.
I've got to admit, I've done the same. I don't even know where to start with this person. The man, beast, beautiful man that sits before us today. And I've got some intro music for him just before we say who he is.
Yeah. Roll. Well, thanks. I'm going to be corny now for the rest of the episode.
But also, we may get copyrighted for that. But I think Alex is worth it,
Bro,
and that's who's
I'm
here
not going
today.
to lie. If we were going to get copyrighted, we'd have been copyrighted seasons ago. We have ripped off a lot of people, and I realise that could be a soundbite bite that gets used in court one day. We publicly admit that we've ripped off a lot of people.
I'd love it if they played the Mr. Boombastic bit in court.
Mr.
Roll. Yeah, I made sure I deliberately kept that last bit in because without it, it just doesn't have the same feel.
It has a nice extra vibe.
Right, so guys, today we have a very special guest. He is a long-time friend of ours. It's Mr. Alex.
Good afternoon, evening.
I'd like to get this out of the way, Al.
Yeah, go on.
You've privately, thankfully, you didn't call me out on it. You privately asked for an apology on this podcast.
Yes.
I duly did not deliver.
No.
What is
now's
it?
Now's your chance to respond.
Right. So it wasn't the. So your apology was I was not asking for an apology about Southern Rap.
Right.
I was asking an apology that you put it in to your room 102.
Oh, made you unemployed?
Yes, and you would have made me unemployed. So
I told
that's
you
what I'm annoyed about.
I told you that I...
Let's calm down here for a second, guys, right?
I told you at the time...
That was perfect, by the way.
I backed you. I backed you to get another job. I believed in you.
When?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I can't think of all the times I've lied to you,
Figments
Al.
of your own imagination, mate.
No, there's lots of things that happen in my imagination that revolve around you, Al. That's not one of them. You're normally not clothed.
Oh, okay.
So, right, what was it you were asking an apology for? Because I feel like we got
For
that
making him
lost.
unemployed.
For making me unemployed.
But you're not unemployed, are
No,
you?
no, but
in a hypothetical situation, I threw the company that he works for
Oh,
into
so
room
he would have
102,
had no job.
and he would have
Right,
subsequently had no job.
I think for
Sounds
the
like you
overall,
problem,
I think for me in that situation, more people are going to benefit from Southern not being around than not.
To be honest, it's not the people who work for the company, it's people who run the company.
And there it is.
Absolutely.
Excuse number one.
To be honest with you, I absolutely agree with him.
The people
Right,
who...
can I just...
Yeah,
sorry,
go on.
Al. Sidebar.
Am I not allowed in this bit?
I didn't think we were going to agree with him when we had him on.
No, it's difficult. But the thing is, you didn't present the argument he did to you.
Well, why would I? I thought we were just going to team up and... That's not happening.
I'm sure that's going to happen at some point, but on this particular moment, no, I can't.
Okay, well, sidebar over. Welcome back, Al.
Oh, thank you very much, thank you.
So, Alex.
Yes, mate.
You have become a listener of the podcast. One of the reasons you were snagged off initially is obviously we've known you a long time.
And I didn't listen.
And you didn't listen to the podcast, and that hurt our feelings deeply. But
I've got better things to do.
Wow.
I mean, you're literally on the podcast. I just...
Sorry. Okay,
the
I
gall-
had better things
the
to do.
audacity.
Not
He
anymore.
had better.
I
Now,
had
so
better
what
things.
he's saying now is he's been a bit of a glory hunter. Now we're on the rise.
Yeah, now we're
he's
on the
jumping
up.
on the bandwagon. He's on board. Yeah, I
I
like
expect you're
it.
the kind of guy
But-
that rocks around wearing Ronaldo shirt, shouting, "Sue."
Ooh.
But how does it feel to be here
It
in the magic, in the moment?
Feels absolutely wonderful. I would like to thank you for having me on.
You're very
At
welcome.
last.
I mean, I feel like
excuse me.
it. I feel like...
With Alex, there's a really nice undertone, but just a very
Just a
little
hint of-
veneer
just
of.
a hint
a backhanded-
of bitterness.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Matt, when I first knew you were going to do this, I said, "Oh, have me on. Nope, I've got to wait after
Look,
four seasons. Is it now?
You
4
You weren't
seasons.
even listening
Well,
when you were asking
technically,
to come
isn't
on.
this season
No.
5 now?
Yeah, this is their season 5.
It's taken me 5 seasons.
In mine and Jake's
absolutely.
defence, we are horrendous procrastinators, definitely. We're also, although we can be organised at work, for some reason can't bring it into
It's
our
mad.
life
The
outside
difference
of
between my personal life and my professional life is insane.
Absolutely. So
And
yeah,
you know that more than anyone.
This is true.
and then on the other side of it, me and Jake have a hard enough time combining our own schedules.
Yeah.
To then add a third schedule into it, even if it's just as a one-off, as we've seen with this, it's taken
about
a few
4
weeks.
to get
But
everybody's
I would like to
schedule
say,
to line up.
first of all, you reminded me that this is the first episode of season 5.
It
So
is.
first of all, welcome everyone.
Welcome
season 5.
back.
If you're a new listener, congratulations.
Yeah.
You found some absolutely wonderful things here, and you're not going to be disappointed. And if you're an old listener, congratulations for sticking with it. Boy, have you been through some tough times. Now,
Yes.
Al, I
Yes.
want to say this publicly.
Go.
I love you, bro.
Thank you.
I love you too.
That's there, and that was sincere.
But then
I
this is
fucking
this is
meant
going to
that.
be a backhand, isn't it? Afterwards.
There's no
Is this
backhand.
a
I
Game
don't-
of Thrones
I just-
moment where it says everything said before the word but means absolutely nothing?
I mean it.
Okay.
A sincere. I want to get it on
I'm
public
still.
record. I love
Where's
you,
the
bro.
but?
There's no but.
There's no but.
Oh, bloody
There's
hell.
no but. I'll tell you where the but is. Your butt is the bomb.
I agree. It's a nice ass.
Thank
It's,
you.
it's surprisingly firm.
He wasn't
It
enjoying.
is Britain's
I was going to say
love.
he wasn't enjoying it in America when it was blowing kisses at him.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. That
Yeah,
was
that's a very nice way to put gassing everyone out.
That was a. Yeah, that was a. I
The
was not-
casualness of the guest to just crack open.
Yeah,
You offered. I just didn't open it before.
I mean, the youth have it so wrong, by the way, because when I experienced getting gas, and it was not a good thing. It was not a fun thing. I was not be like, yo, I'm gassed, fan. No, if I'm gassed, right, that's not good. I'm
Yeah,
not
well,
having fun.
I mean, that's something that happened. Obviously, we went on a break. That was for Jake to go to America with our football correspondent, Ashley Jones, who essentially now, I'm afraid to say, is dead to us.
Yeah.
He's
No,
moved
Yeah.
away.
I mean, you're not dead to me, bro, but you know, you're dead to the pod.
He's dead to the pod.
You're dead
You
to
know,
the pod.
he may come back at some point, and we'll make a big deal out of it. But for now, he's dead to us.
You get to witness this drama, right? You're going to be. Do you know what? Just by affiliation, you're going to be dragged into the drama.
And in fact, Ash in the past has tried to make me jealous of his and Alex's friendship. And for me, I'm going to now use this as an opportunity to make Ash jealous. Alex is our new, not football correspondent, but he'll be one of our new correspondents. I feel.
Excellent.
Well, you'll be like our Piers Morgan. We're
Just
get you on
purely
to
out
say
of
some
spite,
obnoxious
by the way.
shit.
No, that's absolutely fine.
Good,
No
I need to be
problems,
on
no
board
qualms, no qualms with
It's
that.
like, do you know when people win by technicality, by default?
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
take those
A win's a
victories.
win.
I take
A
those
win
wins.
is a win.
I take those wins.
Yeah, that's how Moneyball works, man. You just get the wall.
Oh, you're obsessed with Moneyball. My goodness. There are other... Get over it, man. Do you know there are other films than Moneyball and Interstellar?
I would like
Kingdom
to
of
say,
Heaven's another one.
never seen any of them.
Oh,
Really?
no, right. Can we just... Right, okay, we're going to launch into this. So when we were in America, we... In LA,
Yeah,
we took the opportunity to go and visit Nakatomi Plaza.
nice.
You know, welcome to the party, pal. This is where we're at. We're rocking it hard style. And Alex turns around and he turns around and goes, I've never actually seen Die Hard. Both me and Ash, absolutely taken back. Couldn't believe it.
Well, I'm
man
going to
in his
upset you
demographic.
further. I've never seen it.
That doesn't surprise me, Big. You've got some shocking gaps.
I
in your
have
film
a
movies.
very eclectic taste in movies. It ranges from rom-coms to black and whites to sci-fi. It's
But
all
now,
over
Alex,
the
I see
place.
that he can say it's a Christmas movie.
It is very much a Christmas
You would
movie.
say it's a Christmas movie?
very much a
What's
Christmas
the
movie.
reasoning? I don't have a dog in
Because it
this,
is
right?
set at Christmas.
Set at Christmas. It's
Yeah,
at a
but
Christmas
there's a
party.
lot of films
No,
that are set at Christmas.
There's
that
also
aren't
very
Christmas
much
films.
Santa references in it as
Yeah,
well.
ho, 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 have a gun. You don't
What,
see that
so
in the middle of summer.
there's a charity bloke dressed as Santa and we're like, Christmas film.
Just saying, it's good. Anyway,
Well, no,
that's
as
not
I
here
said,
nor
I
there.
don't even know why I'm
But that's-
arguing it.
anyway,
I've not seen it.
That's by the by.
I just wanted to
Yeah.
get. I just wanted to
But
get
obviously, Alex, you joined them
did
in
indeed.
America. Let's address the biggest thing that you guys did while you were there, and that was the cardboard cutout.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, okay, let me just direct you to the Instagram page. You guys can just fill in a minute because I'm going to get it up.
Do you not
So, yeah,
even know where you're
basically,
yeah, go on.
Ash and Jake were going to America. Apparently, there was a joke made that it was going to be done before the event, and I completely forgot about it. And the next thing I know, there's pictures on Instagram of the boys at their RV with a cardboard cutout with me.
Okay, so the Instagram handle is 2 Brits Go Travelling. That's the number
Yeah.
2, and then Brits Go Travelling, and it's well worth it. You get
I'll-
some great stuff.
I'll put a link in the description to the
And,
episode as well for
My
you.
favourite thing about that cutout was, I mean, first of all, we forgot about. We were so excited about getting there and picking it up and going
Absolutely,
through
yeah.
the orientation. We completely forgot about it. And then as we were kind of going out, they were like, "Oh, did you guys have a package as well?" And we were like, "Oh, the cutout." Of course, because we'd ordered it quite. There was a bit of an issue in the ordering of it, and there was a bit of back and forth between myself and the company. And so we were a bit like, I don't know if is it gonna turn up on time? Is it gonna be there? So we were like, oh, it's there and it's so amazing and whatever. And what they told us was that they
and
didn't
this bit
read.
blew my mind.
They didn't read that it was like addressed to me
Yeah.
or anything, or had like a customer reference number on it. They just opened it like, who the fuck's this guy? And just started taking pictures with him. And that's my favourite thing, is that there's just these absolute random people in New Jersey with pictures of you. And they were like, is this guy meant to be famous? Or is this guy like, you just couldn't get it.
I'm
and
famous from this pod.
And I loved it. Well, I did nearly say that. I was like, have you heard of a little podcast called CrossingSwords? You may have heard of it. It's no big deal.
You should have used it as an opportunity to plug, really.
I mean, I did, but I feel like plugging to like 2 people in an office in New Jersey is really small time.
That's
plugging.
how it starts, man. That was exactly the marketing strategy I had in mind, was just 2 people in New Jersey in an office building.
That's it. I will travel 6,000 miles, and I did travel 6,010
just
miles
for a
in that
small plug
RV,
for the pod.
and I will promote the podcast to 2 people,
Yeah.
and that is a successful month.
Yeah. Now, I think the American trip in general will have a deeper chat about that, perhaps when we're more one-on-one, but obviously I can't not ask you guys.
And Alex was there, so
That's exactly what I'm saying, both of you. How was it? Did you have a good time?
loved it.
It was absolutely brilliant.
Good.
Yeah, really enjoyed
Absolutely brilliant. The
Good.
travelling was a bit long, but I think it's going to be even worse for you because I was only there for 10 days of travelling.
Yeah.
it. We had, I think, the worst one we had was we had a 9-hour drive.
Oh, really? Where was that from?
That was from Miami up to Panama City Beach,
Okay.
which is amazingly 9 hours on highwayed roads, and we're still in Florida.
It's crazy.
That's fair. But no, it's good you guys had a good time. I was really looking forward to coming back to hear the stories, and there was certainly some that didn't disappoint. But no, it's good to have you back.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, Alex, let's get to know you a little bit more.
Yes.
How long have you known me and Jake?
Oh. So I've known, I'm going to start with Jake because I've known you longer. I've known Jake for...
Start with the best. It's all good.
How old, so it must be 20...
I love that. We're keeping these secret. I am going to learn today. I'm going to learn what's in the fucking mixer.
Yeah.
So I've known Jake for about 20 years. It's got to be about 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, I would tell you this. At point of recording, I'm about a month away from my 30th birthday.
Oh.
And we met at a mutual friend's 10th birthday
party.
Really?
Yeah.
He turned 30
Is this
in January.
Yeah.
We can say his name, Dan.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can say his name.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't think we'd be against saying his name.
Oh,
Who,
but-
by the way, can we just say on the pod, congratulations.
He's a father.
He's a father now. Him and his fiancée Tasha have had a...
Beautiful baby boy, Noah.
Yes.
He is a beautiful baby boy.
Yes, very cute. I can definitely
Yeah.
attest to that. I've seen some
Nice ones like
photos.
that.
It sounds really dodgy, 3 men talking about how attractive a child might be, so I'm very
No,
careful
bro,
what we
look,
go into.
right, unless we start singing Lost Prophets, I think we're good. Unless someone busts
Do you
out the
know what?
MJ.
Heartbreaking.
We're
I
fine.
can't listen to Lost Prophets anymore.
I mean, we've done this on the podcast.
I know,
and
yeah,
can I just
but-
say, if anyone wants to know how me and Big feel about separating the artist from the art, you can find that wherever you get your
I
podcasts
don't
back
know
in
what the
previous
episode
series.
is,
No, I don't know what series it was. But it was like definitely season 2 onwards.
Yeah. But yeah, so sorry, I completely sidetracked. I was talking about Dan, that's how you met Jake, sorry.
Yes.
Apologies.
And then I think we had about 3 or 4 years that we didn't kind of know each
Still
other.
didn't really know each
But
other.
then it was through Palace. We met, like, properly met when you started coming Palace.
Yeah, when I got old enough I could start going to football matches on my own.
Yeah.
That's when we started kind of hanging out a bit more.
Yeah.
And then we got a job at Palace together.
Yeah,
Selling
we were
programmes.
16.
We were both, yeah.
We were
I
about
was
16, 17.
yeah, definitely. I couldn't. Well, my dad said once you turn 16, you pay for your own season tickets. Like, okay,
Yeah,
let's go get
free.
let's go.
Yeah.
Let's
get it
You
for free.
know.
Let's get it for free.
16.
Yeah.
It's quite harsh, isn't it? Where were you supposed to be getting that sort? I know
Well,
back then, Palace, it wouldn't have been top
would-
whack,
yeah.
but it must have still been a lot to a 16
Yeah,
year old.
it would have been. But so
You
I was
worked
like,
at quite a young age, though, didn't
I've-
you?
I've been-
were doing,
I've been
like,
working
part-time work and
since-
stuff for a while.
Oh, really?
I've been working since I left school.
That's fair. I think, well, me too. I think I've had patches off, but in general, yeah.
I've literally worked since the day I have left school. So
That's fair.
yeah, so then we started working together and we hang out a lot more than what we did anyway. And yeah, the rest is history.
Yeah, and we were obviously all part of the same sort of group of
Yeah,
friends for
friendship
quite a
group,
long
yeah.
I
time.
would just go to the park every day after school
And
Yeah.
just play football. Yeah, and
Yeah.
chat to girls.
Yeah,
Really?
I mean, I'd sort of like. Does anyone? I mean, Oh, I was just about to really plug myself. Don't you remember that time I went out with 2 girls at the same time?
No.
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
No, I
Just
don't
wanted to slip
remember that.
that in.
I don't remember you
Do
ever
not
being
remember
that.
that
Why
close.
would you?
whatsoever.
I do remember it. I wasn't good with them at all. Like, I did not initiate that, just to be very clear. They both initiated it.
And then going on to you.
The important one.
Yeah, very much important one.
The one with the ego,
We've known each other since nursery.
Yes, we have. I don't actually remember meeting you in nursery.
I
if I'm
don't
honest.
remember meeting you in nursery at all. But
I just think we know that we were at the same nursery at the same time.
We went to the same primary school.
Yeah.
We went to the same high school, but we didn't really start hanging out
Until I would say.
until year 10.
Yes, that's exactly what
Year
I was
10,
gonna
year
say.
11.
Yeah, I think that's right. It was in media studies, if I
It
remember.
was in
correctly.
media. Yes.
It was with Richard.
Richard Mead, yeah.
Mr. Richard, who's gone on to do all sorts of
Oh,
stuff.
he's doing loads of stuff.
But yeah, that was how we first got close. And
Yeah.
I think I then obviously met the whole group
Yeah.
through you.
Did you? Did I invite you down with the Steers?
No, what happened was I was friends with Steers and we just sort of hung out on our own.
Yeah.
And
I
one
don't
day,
think it would ever occur to him to invite you down.
no, and then we were just on the way to go play football at the park together.
Oh, and then I
and
met
we
you.
ran into
Yeah,
you
yeah,
along
yeah.
the way, and then
Come down.
it just happened that way.
And I think
And then unfortunately through that I met my co-host here.
Former enemy turned co-host.
Yeah, it's funny how things work, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the enemy days will come back. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I would have thought so. When the inevitable split happens and then the reunion, and you know,
I'm looking forward to our reunion tour.
we would
I am
milk a
looking forward to our
reunion
reunion.
tour. In fact, if anything, I'm looking forward to the reunion more than the rise. Do you know what I mean?
A little bit. I do know what you mean.
Yeah, because there'll be a nostalgia
Because
to
we can
it.
bring out, like, Al and Ash
Yeah,
as, like, you know, random little bits here and there.
yeah.
Not for long, mind. Don't get ahead of themselves.
No, this is the problem. When you bring people on, you've got to manage the ego, haven't you? And I know already Alex has come on and sort of
it's gone
smashed that immediately.
absolutely,
Well,
mate.
I mean, you laughing and joking. Literally started the episode by sort of attacking us for not getting you on sooner.
It's true though.
And
He's
there it
probably
is.
got-
And there is the ego.
It's true
The
though.
thing is,
You
somehow
come on our terms.
I find it really convincing. So he's saying it's true. I'm like, it is true. He's right. I'm just instantly folded, and I don't know why.
Well, you two have quite a rich history. I mean, I don't know if it's on your notes, but your little moment together.
Which one?
Was that the about the Man United?
Yeah.
thing?
Is that on
Yeah,
your
well,
little
I
list?
think it isn't actually, but I do remember. I think we've talked about it on the pod.
So this is the short bit from our perspective. What was it like when Big sent you that message? What was your? Do you remember it?
So to
Not
provide
really.
context, just for a second, for
Go
anyone who might not have listened to it, me and Jake had a conversation. He told me that they were going to see to Old Trafford to watch. It must have been a Palace game.
It is Man United Palace.
And it was an away match, and I was a fan of United when I was younger, and I've always wanted to go to Old Trafford. And I asked Jake, "Oh, why wasn't I invited?" And he basically relayed to me that you didn't consider me a Palace fan. And so I just ran with that, went a bit nuts, and then sent Alex quite a long message where I told him how disappointed I was in him.
I know my involvement is that you sent me the message and said this is what I'm saying to Alex, and I was like, yeah, I wouldn't. You'll regret that. And
Yeah.
it's too late. I've already sent it.
I think
So,
I
yeah,
do,
so now
I think I
queuing.
do remember. I was at work. I think I
Oh
was.
no, I feel
I'm
really
at work.
bad.
I
now.
was at work.
I feel even worse.
I think that was. It must have been 20.
It was a long
Full-
time ago now.
The thing is, it must have been a Premier League game. So we've been up since 2013. So it must have
Yeah.
either been
I
2014.
think it would have been our second season.
So
in-
I think it
in
was
the Premier League.
2014, and I think I was at work on the bridge at work,
Yeah.
and I don't do much work anyway, but it's on my phone, and just huge.
I hope your
text.
employers don't listen to this.
Shh.
I won't exist much
Don't
in
worry,
5 mile
And
away.
we've
Yes.
said who your employers are now.
they don't work. They know I don't do much work anyway.
That's fine.
We're all good.
Maybe this is the problem at Southern.
Okay.
Anyway.
No,
So it's absolutely no respect at all. So I got this huge message from you. I was like, "What the hell is he on about?" I was like, I think I text you. So what is big? What is what? You see?
oh yeah, I mean, like, I hold my hands up. What had become apparently clear was I wasn't fully paying attention to what you said when you said to me the reason, and then I interpreted back a version of it, even though I wasn't paying full attention.
Okay. So the reason, I think the main reason was I only had 2 tickets,
Yeah.
and Dan had the other ticket.
Yeah.
So I got a ticket for myself and Jake. And I tried. I didn't try, but I couldn't get an. I couldn't.
He's not backing himself
I
up
love
right
that.
there, is he?
I love that. Listen. I tried for you. Did you? Well, not really, but that's not the point.
But I just don't remember you asking either.
No, I don't think I didn't
ask.
even. I think that would have been because
You
I
didn't
wasn't
know-
even
you didn't
aware
know.
it was
Yeah,
happening.
You
okay.
didn't know we were going.
I found out that like the tickets had been booked,
Yeah.
sort of thing. So that was the point I found out about it, and I was just like, motherfucker.
And what went through your mind when you wrote just the sweetest response?
It took me a while. It did take me at least
Yeah?
a good.
Was it like a crafted?
I think I wrote it out on notes before I actually sent it to you.
I do that. I mean, I respect that.
I think it was just because I wanted it to come across as like, I'm so sorry, I didn't completely mean to let you out.
I'll tell you
It's
what.
not because of that, it's because of this, and I hope this doesn't ruin our friendship and everything together and all that jazz. And it's just, I think, all as it ends well, it was just one of those little silly things
your
really in the end.
response immediately disarmed me because as soon as I read it, I text Jake and went, I now regret it.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where I actually got more angry at you because you were so nice. And it was like most other people would have just read that message and go, fuck off, mate.
Yeah.
Stop being a knob. And you dealt with it really well. And I remember just being like, I love him even more now.
And I think...
and I just remember like the next day, I think we were playing five-a-side football. I was so like nervous to see you because like I didn't want you to... I've never seen you get angry at anyone, but I was like, oh, I don't want him to be annoyed at me. And you just came over and gave me a hug, and I was like, oh, it made me angry again because it was like, you're being too fucking nice.
I would go off that. I think you are one of those people where there are people that just, if you've seen them angry, it means you know them really well.
Yeah.
Because some people just don't get angry a lot, and I think that does apply to you. I think
I've seen you get angry a couple of times, I think, but you tend to get.
You get angry with me.
You'll get emotional when you're angry. I've noticed.
I think so.
Which there's nothing wrong with, but it's not something I've
it's
seen
an
very
emotional
often.
state, to be fair.
Well, absolutely. I normally, whenever I used to have issues with anger, I'd normally sob afterwards. So yeah. But yeah, not obviously it all. It didn't last very long.
No, the angle.
But yeah, it was just looking back, it's one of those moments like, oh, I was a proper tit. But you know,
I tried to tell you. This is right.
I seriously don't know why you took advice from him.
This is the problem.
The thing is, there's a reoccurring.
Is that the amount of times you've come to me afterwards and said, "Yeah,
I probably should have listened."
You're right, kind of thing, and you still don't.
The thing is, I think because in the cat trying to get up on the table, join in. I don't know why I don't. I think because in the moment you think, nah, he's just being silly, or you think, you're more convinced of what you're thinking in that moment. I think it just happens to be you're the main person I go to ask. Whereas I think if I'd have gone to anyone, whether it's Ash, you, my sister, or whatever, I'd probably still disregard the
for sure,
the advice in that moment.
I just think it's a good message to anyone listening. You should listen to me.
Yeah, just listen to Jake.
I mean, I can already see Al giving me that judgmental, that's not right face, but
yeah. But no, we've known you a long time. There's so many stories we could talk about. There was one, the really famous one in our group, which was to do with a jam donut.
Oh yes.
Would you like to explain it to people?
Not particularly.
Not
particularly.
So there was one day, I think we were on lunch break.
We were on lunch break going up. Yeah.
Just before we stop, because we're a very serious consenting podcast.
Yes, absolutely, of course.
Yeah, go on.
I mean, you don't feel pressured into it.
It's fine.
No, absolutely, absolutely.
But if you don't say yes, we'll never have you back.
I think most of your listeners know about this story anyway. So
a fair chunk of them will,
yes.
I reckon. But and like also in context of the story, we were quite young. Everyone's a fucking idiot when they're younger and do silly shit.
For sure. Like just to put you in the mind, it's young hormonal.
We were still wearing school uniform. That's the sort of age we were. So
I mean, I still wear school uniform now. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be.
Yeah, but you know what? I just like the
unless
freedom of the skirt.
Unless you're a AC/DC tribute act, you should not be wearing.
I could play all of them.
It doesn't shock me you believe that.
I do believe that. I do. Anyway.
I lost my train of thought. So yeah, we were on our lunch break at school, and we used to, unsurprisingly, looking at me and Alex, we used to go down to a bakery every lunchtime. And just randomly, I think we were just walking along, and Alex was eating some donuts. And if I remember correctly,
Raspberry jam.
fine, I don't dispute that.
Sorry, when it comes to food, mate, come on, you got to get this right.
It was
You
a
gotta respect the
raspberry
donut.
jam
I'm
donut.
over you there, Mark.
It was coated in sugar, if that helps. Just to add the details.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a donut that isn't coated in sugar, like a jelly jam donut that isn't coated in sugar?
Yeah,
Really?
Krispy Kremes.
They're not coated
Oh
in sugar,
no,
right?
fair,
I mean,
yeah,
that's got a
Krispy Kremes
sugar
are not.
glaze.
I'm thinking more like bakery donuts.
That's got a glaze, I suppose. Yeah, I
which
think you're.
is-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a random conversation, but no, I don't think a
Well,
bakery.
but
if you
I'm with
walk
Al.
in-
You've got to respect the donut. Like, if we're going to talk about donuts, let's talk about
Fine.
donuts.
It was a raspberry jam sugar coated donut, right? And I think that it might have even been a multi pack. I would imagine.
I think, yes, it was.
Thank the fuck.
Absolutely,
Respect.
that's fine, and I'm clearly all for it. And Alex just, I think, out of nowhere, I don't think it was like in context to anything that was going
Just
on.
unprompted.
Just went, I think I'd be really good at going down on a woman. And it was one of those moments where you're like, right, this is going to be good.
Just literally got the donut respect.
And started simulating on a jam
And
donut.
I think that's our perfect prompt that we usually like to get at least one of in an episode. You should head to our YouTube channel and watch that back.
Yeah, just for the face, for
It's
the pure joy.
100% worth
You
it.
could do that on OnlyFans, no
Oh,
joke.
thanks.
Do you know what I mean?
I'd
No,
pay.
look.
Actually, there is a market for it.
Yeah,
No, there is a market
My
for it.
sister actually had a serious discussion with me where she said, with my body size, I should be doing OnlyFans because there'll be sickos out there that are willing to pay to watch me eat food. And I genuinely said to her, I'm not even having the discussion with my missus because I know she ain't going to be for it. You know what I
That's the
mean?
thing. Like, you've got to start thinking about yourself. Of like, is there a niche for me? I don't know
Yeah.
if there's a niche for me. I don't know if there's a because you've got to get.
Would
My
you
thing
dress
is
up as a
short,
hobbit?
hairy,
Yeah,
Is there a
short, hairy
hobbit
men.
niche
Like,
there?
Short, hairy men.
Definitely. That's the thing. Most of my thing is
Frodo
like being,
Baggins, Bilbo in it?
well, most
Do
of
you
my
know what I
thing
mean?
is being like short, and I think you've got to get perspective. So I've got to stand next to like a
I
ruler or
reckon
something just to make it
people
work.
would pay to see you in like really high platform shoes. I'm talking like practically stilts.
Or I could just wear stilts.
No, but it would be better if you were like, you get it.
Yeah, I get
Alex
what you
gets
mean.
it,
I get
but
what you
like
mean.
you just sort of.
This is such
I'm
a
trying
weird,
to do everyday tasks.
such a weird connection that you can
this is just
have
got-
and
this
you
is
get
just
it
got-
and he gets it.
It's gone from jam
Do you know what?
donuts. It's gone from
This
jam
is what this
donuts to Jake
podcast
on
has been
stilts.
missing
Yeah.
for me. I need someone more on my wavelength, and Alex is
You
there.
clearly, I mean, I'm so sorry that I don't get that. But
Right.
anyway, you know, you did the lick. You
Yes.
saw the
You
lick.
did the lick. So that's always been a famous moment. You've also, I mean, you've been present for a lot of more personal moments. And again, we don't need to get all
Yes, we-
details of those because it's other people and their privacy. But there's definitely been quite a few awkward moments over the years.
Mm. Yes.
But Alex is one of those people that just everyone seems to like. Like I don't know.
Everyone, do you know
I
what?
don't know
It's-
anyone who.
There's also
dislikes
one of
you.
those things where, like, on a night out, people are just drawn to you. Like, strangers will just start conversing with you.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so, especially when I go out for a cigarette. It's just like
Yeah, I mean, I
It's a
have to
social
say,
area.
it
having
is very
been
much a social area.
quite a heavy smoker myself, I can definitely attest to that. You get to talk to all sorts of people. Some of the best conversations I've ever had with people, like random moments, have been in the smoking area.
Mm.
But yeah.
But yeah, people are drawn to you. And yeah, no one's got a bad word to say about Al.
No, have you got any sort of favourite memories of, I suppose, particularly us, but any with the group that you think are funny? Anything that comes to mind?
Or is it all you can think about is my body?
Oh yes. I think the best thing we've done as a group is. Were you there? You were there.
Oh, almost guarantee you
I'm
was.
sure you were there.
Tell the story and I bet you
No,
was.
no,
It's
it's
a
the
running joke.
It's the
that-
house party around mine.
Yes, of course I was there.
Oh yeah, that's the
It was
that
a
is
night I
the-
got in trouble.
Yes,
to be
yes,
fair,
it was.
but it was a fucking good party.
That-
Yeah, it was good fun.
that is. I know it was such a long time
It
ago,
was.
but
How long ago must that
oh,
have
we
been
must.
now?
I must have been.
I
must be
reckon
17?
Bumfluff Tash.
Must have been 17, 18.
I remember still not liking you very much at that point.
Yeah, I don't think I was a big fan of you.
No.
I'll tell you how it was. It was. Obviously, I had Jenny round.
Yes.
So Jenny was still part of the thing, and that's before
Yeah.
she dated Ash, which is before he dated Mia, which is before we got all fucked up in the head. Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
You know, we address your trauma.
But that that night
Yeah.
is probably one of the best nights we've had
I
There was quite
Like,
a lot
as
of
a group.
highlights to it.
as a group.
I remember walking in. I'm not going to say their names.
No, fuck
But,
Dom and
um,
Lewis. I know you're talking about.
It wasn't.
I know
It was
you're
Dom
talking
and
about.
Steers.
Dom and Steers. Yeah,
It was
fuck 'em,
Dom
I
and
know you're
Steers.
talking about.
I didn't even need to say what happened. But walking in on two, not grown men, but teenage men, playing cards and being like, what are you guys up to? And they're like, playing strip poker.
Steers denies this. Up until this day, Steers denies this. I'm sure Steers has said, no, we don't. No, we won't. Not at all.
I completely misheard what he said, because when you first said that, I
ISIS, you heard ISIS.
was like, what?
How good, by the way, how headline grabby is that? Just like one man's journey from gay strip poker to ISIS.
I still remember going to the cinema. I don't think you were there. Me, you, and Ash. We went to that shitty film. It was like a mystery
The Orange
screening.
or something like that.
The California Project?
I don't think I got invited.
Project.
Are you sure it was orange? I think.
Yeah,
I don't think it had.
positive.
I don't
The
think the
Willem
word
Dafoe
orange was in there.
I'm going to look it up.
I think it
might
was
have
the
been Florida
Florida
Project.
Project.
Florida.
That's what it was. And Steers showed up looking like a feminist professor's TA at university. He had this goatee.
Yeah, Florida Project.
So I could absolutely picture him with a headscarf and a big beard.
Yeah,
Hello, bud.
I've got this great picture, right? Of they're in there, they're going like, okay, like we've taken, Damascus is our own. We're going to take Damascus. I think we need to come from the east. And Steve Schultz is like, straight poker, anyone?
So what is it you were actually saying that I heard was ISIS?
Steers denies
He
this.
denies it.
Oh, he denies it. Okay.
I mean, for
'Cause
sure,
it
he
came
plays
out the
strip
first
poker with
time
one
was
other man.
Steers is
Also,
an ISIS.
you're not even playing in like a group.
I feel
it's like
bad,
a
like,
one-on-one setting. If I was playing that with like a potential romantic partner, someone who I wanted to sleep with,
Yeah.
I would still be like, this feels a bit rapey. Just playing
Two
us
of
two.
us.
It just seems a bit dodge.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a very weird night.
It was a very
good fun,
good night.
though.
It was a good night.
Dan,
They-
who's now a father, getting drunk and talking to a rubber duck. It's a good
Oh,
moment.
and Steers regrets that as well. Deleting
deleting
that
the video.
that
I remember at the time going, "You're gonna regret it."
But yeah, that was good fun. Okay, so
Yeah.
that was a good memory.
I think
Yeah.
that's a very. I think
solid
that's
memory.
that's a memory for everything.
No.
And that's why everyone loves Al, because Al was so inclusive. He picked an event that everyone was at, even though he wasn't sure you were at it. He picked an event that everyone
Can't
was
believe
at.
you don't
Oh,
remember being at it.
You know what my memory's like.
That was an eventful night for me. To
I know
be
what your
fair.
eyes are like, Al, to be fair. You might not have seen him there.
Sorry, what? Who said that?
Is that a short joke?
No, it's
Wow.
my eyes. My eyes are awful at the minute.
Yeah. Swing and a miss.
It is a swing and a miss.
I'm gonna have a laughter. Fuck the both of you.
Oh, okay.
Right. So obviously you've been a Palace fan for a long time.
Indeed.
First off, what do you think of this?
Have you still got the applause on there?
I can get the
Can
applause
you just do an applause?
for a
Excellent
fantastic
segue, my man. Excellent segue.
Look, sometimes you just have to move on.
No, and do you know what? The awkward segues are my absolute favourite. You know that.
Yeah.
You know that.
So Palace.
Indeed. Yes. Palace. Let's get on to this. Something I can actually talk about a bit more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
So, what do you think of this season?
It's been one of the best seasons I've known Palace play
Absolutely.
since I've been supporting them. I can't remember such attacking style of football at Palace for.
Can't remember enjoying it
it's
as much.
such a
Goodness.
stark
I
contrast
think-
to last season.
I think what me and Jake said at the end of the season, like when we were walking back, I don't actually remember going to a Palace game and feeling like, oh, well, I don't know how we're going to play. I don't think I'm going to enjoy this.
Yeah.
For the whole season.
Yeah.
For the whole season, I've looked forward to going to
Yeah.
Palace.
Brilliant.
Even losses.
And the
have been
thing
fun.
is,
Yeah.
above anything else, that gets fans behind the team,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
I
To
think
know
so.
that you're going to go and the team's going to give it a go. Like, all full respect to Roy Hodgson. The job he did at Palace was...
on a
I-
huge
I-
budget and all of that.
and I
absolutely.
defend him to the hill all the time, but...
I
this
refer you to
season-
the Neil Warnock.
And
quote.
like, look, start of the season, let's be frank, most pundits, Vieira was the number
I
one.
was a bit
first
sceptical.
sack.
I was a bit sceptical at
I
the start
was
of the season.
sceptical.
So was I. I was positively
I was
optimistic
looking at his
because
record in Nice and in New York.
what
and I was
I'd-
like, I don't know.
what I'd wanted for a couple of years was a younger, more positive manager.
Mhm.
But obviously there was the worry of Frank de Boer
Mm.
a few years ago and how badly that went. But it just from the
We
get go,
don't actually talk about those years.
No.
We don't.
That's 7 games.
It was such a difference just from the first game.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think personally,
Oh, I
Conor
think
Gallagher was a huge
because
part
of the
of that.
De Boer thing, and we've said this before, me and you are, because of the De Boer thing, we were kind of like, look, it's going to be a slow process.
Mhm.
Trying to bleed. We've got half a new team.
Yeah.
We're trying to play a different style of play. It's going to take a while. We've got
But
to
it went
get used to
so
like 6
badly,
months of
didn't it?
garbage, and it clicked straight away.
I think
was
it did click.
incredible.
It did click.
What
Chelsea
do you
was
think?
our first game.
Chelsea was our first game of the season.
Obviously, you've
And we didn't
seen.
have Gallagher then because he was obviously
Yeah.
tired.
You guys were obviously you go to every game or nearly every game as much as you can.
I think between the two of us, we've gone to every home game this season.
But you see
Yeah,
a
and
lot of
fair few of the
Palace
away ones.
football.
apart from Leeds.
Yeah, I didn't do
So you
that.
see a lot of Palace football.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
Like, what do you think the difference is between this season and last season in terms of
It's
what's been done to make it so different?
It's the getting rid. I think the aging squad bringing that down and bringing the average age down.
Well, yeah, because we definitely couldn't play the style
For me,
of football we're playing.
it's the focus. It's getting a dependable back four, sitting like one player in front of it. Like it was sort of Coyote for a while, and then he was playing in the back four, and it was whoever, MacArthur, whoever. Well, MacArthur kind of plays a bit further up, but it was getting a dependable back four, and then saying particularly to like the likes of Gallagher and Zaha and whoever, just going attack. When you get the ball, go forward, and it was a real difference because with Roy, it was like I want you to be like second fullback.
Well, Roy's philosophy is famously play for the draw and go from there, isn't it? It's don't concede, and we'll see how we get on.
Yeah, and I'll just say on Roy, I know I said earlier just to finish it out, I'd refer you to the Neil Warnock quote. Whenever Neil Warnock left, he quite famously took teams up and then got fired, and they'd always say, "Are you happy with how things are?" And he went, "What, with them in the Premier League?" Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And I sort of he kept us in the Prem.
Yeah,
I think. Sorry.
So good, man.
You going
pressure of the pod can get
you going on to what you were saying, that dependable back four and that person in front, that made us so much more attacking as well because the two fullbacks went up. And that person and that defensive midfielder will drop into the back three, and it will make a back three, and those two wing backs can actually come and attack.
How good have Mark and Joe been?
Mark and Johan Anderson.
Joachim Anderson, by the way.
I mean, let's be honest though, they have been fantastic, but they have also been liabilities at times.
No, Mark Gay, I don't think.
Well, definitely Anderson.
I think Anderson at the start of the season, and
he's grown into it.
He's grown into the season.
I mean,
and grown
his
into
passing.
I was going to say, you will remember this, but do you remember Damien Delaney, that long crossfield ball? It's what Yoa does, and I feel so.
But he's a better, from what I've seen. He's just his range of passing. He can ping whatever he wants.
Ping it. He can ping it into the thing. I just love it. Every time he gets the ball.
And in modern football, that is such an advantage because, especially at our level, to get someone who's value for money.
Do you mean Palace level or our level? Because I feel like our level is a little above Palace. No offence to Palace.
No, I mean Palace
like
because
our personal level is
I mean, and to be fair, Ash called it. I remember saying to him in a group text, I was really excited about the Anderson signing, and he said, "Look, he can play the ball out from the back line, nobody else, but he's got an error."
And I think he's ironed out those errors throughout the season.
Yeah, and I think he'll continue to improve. He's still young.
And
with Mark.
Mark is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
I can't believe Chelsea let him go, to be honest.
No, me neither. Although I think they have first buyback, don't they?
Yeah, but that's if we want to sell.
Yeah, we won't send him soon.
And he's on a long-term deal, so it's a good position to be in. Are we just hoping for more of the same from Palace in terms of transfer policy?
Yeah.
Just trust the process.
I trust it.
I think we're after one of the guys from Huddersfield.
Colwell?
Yes.
Colwell, the centre-back.
Decore looks like it's a done deal.
Yeah, is that Lens, I think he's from? He's like a holding sort of player.
French.
It's French.
Yeah,
it's definitely
from Lens.
Is it Lens? I thought it was Leon, sorry.
I think he plays in yellow, that's why I thought Lens.
Looks like Sam Johnson's is a done deal.
Yeah, I've seen that. And I've heard we've made inquiries about Aaron Wan-Bissaka, but only online.
I've heard that's doesn't look likely to go ahead.
Well, no, because United want to sell him.
Yeah.
And we only want to loan. This isn't a football podcast, and we'll move on shortly from it. I realise that. But can I say, one of the worst things about the off-season for me is that in the know accounts.
Yeah.
I fucking despise them popping up all over the place going, this is
Yeah.
a done deal. Just this is absolutely happening. It's like, can you not just fuck off until it's announced by
Yeah.
the respective clubs?
There are a few people on Twitter you can
Fabrizio
follow. That
Romano.
yes, I was going to say
Fabrizio
Yeah,
that's
no,
one.
fair play. He's
There's a
generally-
couple where you know they know someone or they're well
Yeah.
connected, but in general, yeah, it's pretty shit. But no, I agree. More of the same from Palace. I'm concerned about our midfield. That's my only concern because we're
Yeah, no.
losing Connor.
I think Will
McCarthy's
Hughes is
getting
going to
older.
have a brilliant season.
And I
next
know
season.
I said I wasn't going to make it too political, but I'm not too happy about Czech Koyate.
Yes.
It's the whole thing with
Yeah,
him.
I mean, we don't know what
Idris
happened
Gueye.
there yet.
Idris
So,
Gueye, yeah,
but if it is what we
that's what
think
it
it is, then he doesn't deserve to be in
he
the club.
doesn't represent the values of the club.
No, because I think Palace definitely is a club that
Inclusive.
yes,
Very much.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously we can't go into too much on that.
No.
But
You
no,
sound like the legal team.
No, but you have to be careful,
represent
don't
his
you?
leagues. Yeah. I've got to say,
right.
do we have to be careful? It doesn't sound like us.
moving swiftly
Moving away
on,
from football.
there was something that happened just after we took a break from the pod that I was so desperate to talk about, and it's been so annoying, and we're so far behind on it. But I'd just love to hear your guys' thoughts on it. I've not even really talked to
Honestly,
you
it's the
about
biggest
it.
one I've ever taken. I can't believe that I got it out in one go.
And
you talking about a different story?
Absolutely different story.
Yeah, no, I thought the same. I knew that.
It's about something that happened out there in the world. It was a big event about a month ago, probably now, maybe more. But it involved this moment.
Keep his wife's name out of your damn mouth. I bet you've got that.
So yeah, that
can
happened.
Can I ask you every time I mention the am? Can you play that? I know you're not.
I'm going to
married,
keep
but
it on that for that
can
exact
you?
reason. Absolutely.
Okay, good.
As you said it.
Oh, that's going to get some runs. That's going to.
It's going to get used, and it should, because in my opinion, Will Smith was a fucking idiot.
I just can't believe he got celebrated at the end of it. It's like if I walk up and slap someone at work, I'm getting a P45.
Well,
I'm not getting an award.
Well, look, here's the
I'm
thing.
not getting a speech.
If I slap a customer at work, I'm getting
Mate, I'm
I'm
gone
fired.
before the day's over.
Yeah.
Like they would tell me, don't bother coming back in.
They're
Do
not
you know
going
what
to
I
bring
mean?
me up in front of everyone and
I
pick me up.
do know a couple of people who've actually like not hit somebody, but had physical interaction with a passenger and still got their job.
Really? See, in retail, it's like, even if it's in self-defence, I've been told, like, if you defend yourself...
Union, baby.
Well, yeah, to be fair, the unions are pretty good.
Yeah, that's another issue with a fucking railway, isn't it?
Oh, well, we voted. We have.
I'll say now.
You know what? We have voted.
Same. I've got to be honest, if I could, I would. I mean, I am part of a union, but the level of power difference is...
Yeah, voted to go on strike.
Oh, have you?
I haven't.
Can I just say, have you got a button in there that represents fake shop? Or,
no, I'm afraid I haven't got that one.
I'll do it myself. My goodness.
What did you guys think of that happening?
To be honest, I didn't see much of it. I know I didn't really see it when it happened. I've heard everything else afterwards and everything.
Weird that he laughed.
It is weird that he laughed.
I mean, the whole thing was weird.
But he laughed at Chris Rock's joke, and then he turns to his wife and saw her reaction.
Yeah, that's it.
And then that's
it's toxic masculinity, really.
Well, what I
it's
saw was a very toxic relationship where they haven't got a good dynamic. Something like that has happened in the past to the point where he's failed in her eyes to do something when something's happened.
Definitely.
I think there was a moment where she said, like, Tupac would have hit him. Because she famously dated Tupac. It's one of the only things she's famous for.
And I'd have been like, Tupac ain't here. There's a reason
and
for that.
Also, to be honest with you, the joke itself, I don't think was that bad, whether he knew or not.
I mean, it was inappropriate. It was inappropriate. If he knew. After that, if he knew that she had alopecia,
I would still say there's an argument to be made. The character he was calling her is a good-looking, badass female character. It's not
but
necessarily
it's making a direct reference to the...
I think that bit's arguable, but I can understand that you could feel
My
that
personal
way.
opinion is, if he knew, it's inappropriate. If he didn't know, it's just a joke. And
but also,
I'm looking at Al doing a bit of eye tennis.
No, it's just that you know what Chris Rock's like. He's making a joke, and you know he's got no malice into it at all.
Also, I feel like the thing that got taken out of it by the side of people that were like, it was a husband defending his wife and all of that was that, well, 'cause first of all, if it was me and someone did that to Leanne, I would, if it was one of my mates, and they do know each other, they have a relationship, I would have had a word with him behind closed
Can
doors,
I just
backstage.
say, I'm looking forward to
Do you know
seeing
what I mean?
Leanne in G.I. Jane 2. Thanks, I really appreciate that.
But yeah, so but the other part was that the job of the hosts of these events is to rip into the people that are there.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think if you're going to go to those events, and also to be
open yourself up to it,
and especially to the level they open themselves up to it as well. They invite cameras in. They've done the red table talk.
It sort of makes me think of the Jason Manford joke when he talks about footballers and he's like, they moan about the crowd giving them abuse. It's like the money they're on. I'd come back for the abuse, and I'm sort of like that. I'd be like, mate, for the money for the money you would have made for King Richard, it'd be like, you call me whatever the fuck you want. Do you know what? Let me give you a list of all my wife's insecurities. You rail them off because it don't mean shit when we go back to our £120 million mega home.
Oh, exactly.
You know what I mean?
But I think it just demonstrated how.
I just want to make clear I would not give away a list of insecurities of my wife, of my future wife. I just want to keep that open.
No, but look, this is the thing. You wouldn't do that. They have. Their whole relationship's out there for the world.
Well, she's on like
the
see. Equivalent of Loose Women or something, right? Like
she has her own platform called Red Table Talk. She created
Red Table Talk, and she's very open on that.
She's had him on there, and they've talked about their infidelity and the fact that she fucked this young rapper that they took in and got off drugs. And that, first of all, says a lot about her, that she was sleeping with someone in a vulnerable place.
I'm wondering if it's worth taking up drugs.
What, are you attracted to her?
I'd let her sleep with me.
Fair enough.
For
You'd
sure.
let her sleep with you. That's how the dynamic would be.
I feel like I have the power in this situation. I feel like I'm the better looking man, you know.
What, than Will Smith?
Well, just than Jada can, get with. Just
Right.
saying.
The other one I wanted to talk about,
Sure.
and I don't know if you guys have followed it at all. I followed a lot of it. Is it
Agatha Christie?
No.
Oh, that's such a shame.
No.
Oh.
The Amber Heard trial.
Can I say, I had, and I pun marginally intended, I couldn't give a less of a shit about this trial.
Really?
I've seen bits and pieces on it because, yes, I'm a first-year-old man and
I've watched hours.
I think there's a danger of it trivialising some of the stuff that they're going through, and it's going to make, because there's a lot of talk about domestic abuse and it's a toxic relationship, not so fucked up, about domestic abuse survivors and victims actually coming forward because it's been so trivialised and
I don't know if
that.
I necessarily agree. I've watched a lot of the trial.
People get so defensive about the whatever side they're on as well.
Well, no, like for me, I went into it, and me and my sister have both been following it, so we've talked a lot about it, and we both said that it's very difficult to judge it because we're both very biased. We both, from the beginning, because the start of the trial was all Johnny, so it was listening to all of his side of it. And I am a fan of Johnny Depp. I like a lot of his movies. I've always heard good things about him. And I didn't really know much about the situation before I started watching stuff. But everything that she's accused him of, and I've watched a lot of the trial stuff, it's just no foundation whatsoever. She has lied through her teeth. And for me, it could go that way. I see where you're coming from. I see it more of, it felt like a bit of a correction because it's a very difficult situation when dealing with these things. You have to take people seriously in these allegations, but the damage that can then cause to someone else if they're not guilty.
Yeah. Here's the thing,
it's such a delicate balance, and I don't know how to find that.
You just said the Agatha Christie trial. I'm all up about that because the long and the short of it, for those who don't know, it's basically Colleen Rooney accused Rebecca Vardy of doing something that Rebecca Vardy absolutely did. Yeah. And then Rebecca Vardy was like, I can't believe you accused me of it. You've ruined my reputation, even though she absolutely did the thing that she's been accused of doing.
Yeah.
And now she's suing Colleen Rooney for accusing her of doing something that she absolutely did. And it's absolutely mental. And there's a moment, my favourite moment of the trial is when she's at the witness stand. And she's like, if I'm being honest. And the guy's like, well, being that you are on, in
under
the
oath,
box, I would very much hope that you are being honest.
Yeah.
And I love it. But you read the messages. She so 100% did it.
It's the courtroom sketches that got me.
Oh, they look ridiculous.
I've seen some of the Wayne Rooney ones. Yeah. I mean, I know what's happened. I've not been following that trial, but I knew what's led them up to it. And again, what a ridiculous situation to be in.
It's
What
just
a world
crazy,
do these
isn't it?
people live in?
What a waste of money.
They want they're famous and they want an extra 5 minutes of fame.
Yeah, a little
It
bit.
seems like it. It just seems
I
like
think so.
It seems
I
like
think
it.
definitely from Rebecca
She
Vardy's
seems-
side, I would
she
say
seems
that's right.
like
I think the Rooneys have been really careful in recent years, particularly with some of the documentaries they've released, which was really good, the most recent one, of trying to cultivate, particularly now he's in
Did you
management,
know there was
a
Rooney
far more-
documentary?
a
I
what?
had no idea.
No, me
No idea.
Didn't know there was a Rooney documentary.
Yeah, they've just done one recently. It was a couple, 2-3 months ago. I think it's on Prime.
I just didn't want us to go through and both of us sit
but
here being like,
they
yeah,
talk-
definitely.
And they've
Yeah.
talked quite openly about some of his behaviour in the past and things like that. I think they're definitely trying to cultivate a more professional image of Wayne Rooney now that he's in management.
I was going
It's a
to
shame
say,
because
is
he's
that
still Wayne Rooney.
is that because he likes the older woman?
That was addressed
I
in the
just want to defend
documentary.
this stance that actually nothing wrong with an older woman. Okay,
No.
there's nothing wrong with an older
Oh,
woman.
No.
not at all.
There's not.
No.
They've got experience. They've lived a good life.
And some of them are attracted to the right kind of people.
and
You know,
some
they
of
have
them.
good taste.
Yeah, I think older women can be very sexy and attractive. I think
And
you're being very
most of
disparaging.
them,
But we
I'm just
know
saying that
Alex has
I'm not
high
saying-
standards.
Yes, I'm just saying
Alex
that
has the
he
highest
likes the.
standard.
He
I'm
does
not
have
saying
the
that.
highest standards.
I'm saying that he likes the older women. That's probably what I was going about. I was
Alex
saying
is
there's
the only
nothing
person
nothing wrong with it at all. So
Backpedaling.
No, I'll just say Alex is the only person I've ever met who would like watch Mila Kunis on screen and be like, well, she'd have to tighten herself up a bit for me to go.
Yeah, she can't be looking like she does
Yeah,
in
she
Bad
can't be looking
Mums.
like that. That's
She's
not
got to
okay.
be the younger Mila Kunis.
Yeah. her in with a film with Justin Timberlake. What's it called?
Old Friends with Benefits.
Yeah, that's the one.
This is getting into some
Yeah.
really seedy territory.
Oh, it's a good film.
It is a good film, to be
Round.
fair. It is a really good film.
Oh, she's in the
I
other
think
one as
JT's
well.
an underrated actor.
My fair. I bought me.
Is she in the other one with Ryan Reynolds?
No, I don't think I've seen her in a film with Ryan Reynolds. Doesn't mean she
about,
hasn't
like,
done
the
one.
proposal or something. 'Cause
No, The Proposal,
that's
Sandra
quite a good
Bullock.
film. I don't mind the
That's
proposal. It's actually
Sandra
not
Bullock.
bad.
That film has one of the most legendary moments of cinema I've ever seen, and it's Betty White chanting "To the window, to the
Do you know?
world."
Do you know Kieran?
Hearing
who you-
Betty White say, "And sweat drops down my
Who
balls."
you all
is
know,
brilliant.
right? Kieran.
Mm.
When we were in
Saw him the other day.
when we so did I.
Hmm.
When we were in school, I stayed around his house once, and sort of like I was obviously just doing whatever, and then he just sort of like turned almost into my face and was like, "To the window, to the bar, till sweat dropped down my ball," and I was like, "What the fuck has just happened?" I'm like, "What is this? What is happening right now? Why is he shouting about balls in my face?"
You love a good pair of balls in your face.
It is an undescribable feeling.
Yeah.
But if I had to describe it, I would describe it as good.
Not
There
sweaty.
it is. Well, I mean, I don't mind a bit of sweat, a bit of musk.
Yeah. Are you a political person, Alex?
No.
So you don't tend to keep up with what's going on?
I kind of keep up, but it doesn't bother me really that much.
That's fair. Any particular reason?
Not
Not that it's an issue. I'm just.
not really, but it's all everybody just having a go at each other for no. Well, okay, there are reasons for it, but okay. So like,
It definitely gets.
it's Labour having a go at
divisive.
Conservatives. It's then Conservatives having to go at Labour, and it's just like, well, sort your shit together. Just do something, and nothing happens. Absolutely nothing happens.
Well, nothing good happens.
No.
And I know Jake doesn't like this because I've said this before to Jake. And it's like, oh no. The thing is, it's whatever party gets into power. So some shit's gonna happen.
Yeah, I always
Mm.
describe it though as like, for me, the difference between like Labour and Conservatives. I do think Labour are going to fuck me, but they might give me the courtesy of a spit loo. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a
Yeah,
mild difference. They might check
think-
I'm all right halfway through and give me a
And
reach
if-
around.
and
I'm
also-
still getting fucked.
The problem is we're in a very unprogressive political system where there's not a lot of room to manoeuvre. There's no space for
Well,
someone different to come in.
Apparently, I read recently
Um,
that Labour and Lib Dems are talking about working together
Coalition.
in the next one
You
to make
hear
sure
that
they can change.
sort of.
But anyway, I said I wasn't going to make it political, and I didn't. I didn't make it political.
No, I was just
Okay.
curious because it's not something me and you ever really talked about. I think once I've heard you talk about politics, we were all talking about Brexit at a stag do, and it was a very random time to talk about it.
Yeah, I just remember being really
Um,
angry about how I thought about it. It's like, it's a fucking stag do,
Yeah.
man. What are you doing?
It might have even been me, to be fair.
Probably was you bell jock. It's the kind of thing you would
I
do.
apologise.
Get over it.
Yeah, no,
They
it's
won.
just yeah. That is my view
No,
on
that's absolutely
politics.
fair.
they're
I
all
think
they're all as bad as each other. So I
think
don't give a
it's-
shit
it's
who
very
gets into
easy
that.
and
We
I
should do like a whole segment
I
where we just cut to Alex
certainly-
to get his views on absolutely random things, and we just
Yeah.
edit it in. We're just like, what's your view on grapefruit? And just, you know what I mean?
You know what? I might be grapefruit.
I love it.
There you go.
I'm really
Don't
in.
you not
Can't
mind
eat
a bit of
grapefruit.
grapefruit?
It's fucking difficult to eat, and you dig your spoon and then you get
I've
blinded
never
by the thing
tried.
coming back at you.
Mm.
Of course you haven't. There's no for a man who's allergic
Wow.
to salad.
It's
Wow.
I've only tried the grapefruit when it's in the cut up stuff with the.
you've never gone hardcore?
No, I've never gone hardcore
Oh,
with the
you get it
grapefruit.
pre-prepared.
It's a
Yes,
fucking nightmare.
it
mate.
is.
It's like you literally like you dig your spoon in, and then eventually when you finally make headway, it just squirts fucking juice in your eyes and you're just
Yeah.
blinded.
What is it with you and getting
It's not
squirted in the eyes?
Some of us
It is
just
a
live
very.
vicariously.
It's a reoccurring thing with you, isn't it, mate?
It's come up once or twice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come up being the optimum phrase.
Hey,
quite literally in some cases. So,
go on.
Wow, I'm gonna make a sign. You tell me when. Okay, no, come on, no, seriously, John, I'm gonna start again.
what is it you love about cricket, Alex? Because we've said we teach
Oh.
you about this. Jake's on the fence with cricket. Doesn't have an issue
I'm
with it.
I like cricket.
It is a
I'm looking forward to
diversity-
the new
the-
Test series starting in a couple of
Paint
days.
me a
from
word
recording.
picture.
the diversity of the sport.
What in what
Oh,
sense?
you're not doing a fucking press statement from the ECB. You're just talking why you like
Alex
it.
was coming at it like a purist. Do you know
Okay,
what I
so,
mean?
no,
Like,
so no,
the
like
feeling when you're on that grass.
like the amount of different types of cricket that you can actually play. It's
Right,
just
okay.
so
Yeah,
good.
there are a lot.
Because there's a variety.
Because there's a
of forms.
variety of
Even like
things.
quick cricket in school.
Yeah, because there's a variety of formats.
Yeah.
It can appeal to absolutely everybody.
I mean,
Yes,
the
yes.
100 was.
The hundreds.
Phenomenal.
If you want to get into cricket, T20 and or the 100.
The 100 I
Okay.
would highly recommend. Even if you don't like cricket, I think you will find it quite
Yeah.
exciting.
Okay.
As I said, it's just I don't know. I love playing it more. I love playing it more than I like watching it.
That's
I
fair.
think that's the same with most sports, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's
generally.
fair.
But I can, as I said, as you know, I can sit down and happily sit in front of the TV and watch a 5-day test match. It doesn't even have to be against a good team.
I know
It
you
could be.
can, like,
It could be against Sri Lanka,
the
and
amount
I can
of
sit down and
times
watch
we'd
it.
be on like
Absolute shots fired at
Xbox
Sri Lanka.
Live.
Normally it's one of us that mugs off a whole country, but I'm glad you've taken the one there.
Did you
Just
go
not
up to
great
Sri Lanka?
cricket.
You know, they don't even have to be a good team. They could be someone like Sri Lanka.
They're not a great cricketing.
Haven't
test
they
cricketing.
traditionally had a decent team?
1-day team. The test
Okay.
team's not all that, but saying that our test team is absolutely dog shit at
It's
the
in a
minute.
massive
I'll
transition
take your word
period.
for it.
It's awful at the minute.
I'll take your word for it.
So,
So,
If you
on
want
our
to
new
also-
cricketing pod,
if you want to get into Test cricket, I think this is how Jake got into it. What's the highlights on Channel 5?
I love the highlights.
The highlights on Channel.
So
The highlights.
The thing is, it's one of those things where it's difficult to sort of, pardon the expression, go into it dry. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know anything, so to then suddenly watch highlights of Sussex versus Essex.
Oh no, just England. I'm not
Just
I'm not
England.
messing around with the
Right.
county game.
So
I don't fuck with the county game.
See, I was looking earlier, and there's a Surrey T20 Blast game on at the Oval today. I was looking at the YouTube stream. It's like, oh, it's on late, but
Yeah,
it got
that-
delayed because of rain.
Oh,
Can I just say,
fair
I
enough.
watched the end of the
The
Roses,
Lancashire game. Oh,
and
what a
that was literally so they had one ball left. They were
Mm.
drawing, and
So they
took a
needed,
wicket,
yeah,
didn't it?
it was LB. Harry
yeah,
Brook
so they
got
had to
LB.
basically one run and they win,
Nice.
or
That's
a
how-
wicket
that's
and
how
they
close.
took a wicket.
That
It
can
was
go
great.
down. That scenario can go down to a 5-day Test match as
And I
well.
remember.
Off the last
So
ball,
with the 100,
you can have either one run to win.
Just listen to the passion.
It's just
I will say
it's
this
falling
about
on
the
deaf
100.
ears,
I-
but just listen to it.
When I watched the
It's-
inaugural
it's-
season of the 100 last year, I was watching it and I was like, every like 3 or 4 balls, I'm like, alright, it's done. The home team are winning. And then in the next 3 or 4 balls, I'm like, mate, fuck the home team. The away side have got this in the fucking bag. And it was just the momentum was just back and forth. It was very exciting. I mean, even the cat's getting in there.
I know.
Yeah.
She's stretching already.
I'm
He's
just
stretching.
watching to
There you
make
go.
sure he doesn't go up
Going
on
into
top
bat.
of the
It's going into bat.
Right, guys, well, you've now got a cat on camera. I'm
I
not.
sort of like that.
Do you know what? I'm not even going to bother moving
No, I
him.
like it.
He's just gone. Do you know what? I want to be in the show.
Oh, no, he's not.
No, he's had enough.
Yeah. He's walked out. He's out. He's gone. He's going
Right.
back. He's going back to the hutch.
Another segue.
Yeah,
What's
go
your?
The hutch. The
I know we've done
hutch.
this.
Hutch. Where do you keep cats?
Hmm.
And hutches for
Crick-
rabbits, right?
Cricketing
Oh, I
term.
think you were doing cricket.
No, don't do it.
Everyone's getting in on the pod.
fucking mum walks in.
Okay, next
Why
segue.
haven't we had your mum on the project?
I mean, we can get mum on the pod if you like.
One day.
One day. I think she'd be quite shy.
That's alright.
I just know you're being too dirty about it. You're not going
He is
anywhere near
being
my mum.
so. It's just Jake creepiness is just in that stare and how he said it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, just most things I say come out creepy. I can't help that.
I don't know.
I think you should change your whole personality, mate. And it should be
would
fun.
help.
You know, you're not
Help.
the first person to say that.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Usually when I've dated people and I give them the feedback form at the end,
Change
in the
everything.
little any other comment section, that is a frequent request.
Just change everything.
Change everything.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
Top to
I've
bottom.
seen some sort of meme on the internet. Somebody's actually done that. He sent them a Google form, like assessing the day.
Yeah, I think I've seen that as well, to be fair.
Quite funny, actually. Yeah, go on. Next
So what
segue.
brings you the most joy in life, Alex? What is it that you look forward to the most? What is it you get the
Please
most
say jam
satisfaction out of?
Jam donuts. That's a bit of a.
It's a deep one.
It's a deep, very
It is a
deep
deep
question.
I'll tell you what, politicians don't get this kind of grilling on fucking.
Exactly, it'd be a
Beth
good.
Rigby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The thing is,
What brings me joy?
Yeah.
I think.
Marie Kondo in it. That this brings me joy. This doesn't. That's her, isn't it?
That's a good question. That is a very good question. That I have to mull some time
Oh,
about.
well
Fill
done.
in.
Feed his ego.
Fill in.
Well, one
I
of
have
those is what should we talk about?
Probably how good you are at questions, my man.
Oh, thank you.
Because you've
So no,
nailed these questions.
I would like to say he's done all the questions and you've done nothing.
Yeah, but that's an agreed thing. Generally on the podcast, one of us does something and the other
Yeah,
does nothing.
It's sort of
That's-
there'll be episodes where one of us shows up complete. We just turned up.
It didn't
and the
start
other
out
one
that
will.
way, but it did very much.
Yeah, we
progress
did
into
both
that.
every episode. We'd both come with our research, come correct, and eventually we were like, we don't need.
It
both
got
of
to a
us
point where
doing
we'd
this.
sort of message each other in the week leading up to it and be like, "Oh, have you done any notes?" And one of us would be like, "Yeah, I've done some." And the other was like, "Cool, I won't do anything."
It depends what we're talking about, I guess. When
Yeah.
we're doing the more deeper ones where we both need to
yeah,
be
we do.
correct
both
on
do it.
stuff, we will both do research.
This should have been given to me as a question beforehand because
Also,
this is
No,
quite.
it's
You've
best
not
fresh in the
answered-
moment.
you've
What's
not-
the first thing that
you've
pops
not
into your
answered
head?
correctly,
That's to
Al.
go with your gut.
What brings you joy? Crossing Swords.
Crossing
Being
Swords.
on Crossing Swords, listening to Crossing Swords, watching it on YouTube, promoting it on social media.
Everything will be on the screen.
You can do that.
Thanks.
Does that bring you joy?
Yeah, a little bit.
A
No.
little bit.
Little
You're so
bit.
hard to
A
So
score.
what's the
little
first thing that comes in your head?
Probably
So what I was
just talking about it.
what I was thinking of is going through life day to day, making sure that I've got a good group of friends around me.
Yeah.
And knowing that I'm living my life to the fullest. That brings me joy.
That's beautiful.
I think you'll get there one day.
I hope to get there one day. But
Do you know what?
I know.
That was a beautiful answer.
Thank you very much.
You should enjoy that. I don't get applauded that much, and I co-host.
We don't come out of anything that nice or beautiful.
I
to be
can't have
honest
like
with you.
inspirational shit all the time.
When?
One woman praised to something that I told her once,
One woman.
and she brought me flowers to thank me for saying that one nice thing.
Wow.
So that's
Crazy.
there.
Do you know what I have to say to that, Jake?
Yeah, go on. It's not gay. It's actually quite profound. And even if it was gay, there's nothing wrong with that.
brilliant.
Crossing
There's
Swords is an inclusive and
absolutely
progressive
nothing
place.
wrong with being gay. Absolutely couldn't agree more. I just think it's funny noise.
I think it just joy. You need to bring your own joy into your life as well.
Yeah.
I think if you're not experiencing any joy, you're maybe not living life wrong. I was quite a bit, but it's just maybe you're not taking every day as it comes. That was brings me joy as well. Just take it every day as it comes. Every day is a different day, and I quite enjoy that at the minute.
I mean, that is a fantastic answer from the podcast. It's
Absolutely.
scarcely been that deep.
No.
It's-
Well, that's why I thought I'd throw in those questions because it's been quite light. It's been quite a light to. So the follow-up question is, what brings you sadness? Or what makes you sad?
Not being able to grope me.
Oh, you're too far away. When I was there, it would
Do
be
you know what?
absolutely
He
brilliant.
was desperate to sit there when the questions turned up. And I
It's like-
nearly...
I was like, oh, I get to touch him.
I thought just for Jake's sake, he'll feel more comfortable if we're at a distance. Plus COVID,
Oh,
just
brings me
social distance.
sadness. Not being able to do the things I want to do, maybe.
No,
Like, I know that's quite broad, but
no, I get that.
like, if I wasn't able to go away, like, if I wasn't able to go away
Mm.
to America with Jake and Ash
Yeah,
that time, that would have been sad for me because even though I'm not integral to that trip, I was already planning to go meet with him the first time they
Yeah.
did that. So if I weren't able to do it, then that would have been quite sad for me.
That's fair.
I think again we've got there's stuff planned that we've got planned that we might do, and if I can't do that,
That
would be quite sad for me.
Okay.
Being on this pod, not being able to come on this pod, that was very sad for me.
Oh, look at him go.
And I just say, that's how you do a segue. That's how you bring it full circle.
But now
right there.
I'm on this pod,
Absolutely.
and it brings me joy, and because it's something I want to do.
There you go.
And there it is.
And I think that's probably.
Are you going to end it there? I thought you were going to ask a really stupid inane question just to kind of.
I was.
No, do it.
There was. There's a few I could do. I think I'm going to go for one of my favourite.
Yeah,
quick
quick fire if you want.
Right,
Go
one
on.
of them was when
Don't be
we
too
were.
profound or deep here, Al.
Okay,
Quick
go
fire,
on.
quick fire.
Quick fire.
They're not questions.
Oh.
They're just memories.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
One of my favourite memories with you was you trying to speak another language because we were out having a cigarette on a lads' holiday, right? And we were chatting to these two girls, and then a good-looking, I think he was speaking
Spanish guy.
Right, it was
Spanish guy.
And
because we were in Spain.
one of those, yes, all right.
I mean, could not have been more putting you down there.
No, but like Italians can go to Spain too.
No, but she was
She
Spanish.
wasn't Spanish. She could speak Spanish.
She could speak Spanish.
So this good-looking Spanish guy comes over. He's got the accent. At first, he could only speak Spanish, couldn't he? So she was chatting away to him, and instantly it became clear they were more interested
in each other,
in him. Both of them.
In him,
and no longer in us. But Alex tried joining in on the conversation.
I understood.
No, I can.
Que hora es? Nailed it.
He's just going, sí.
Sí, me llamo Alex. Tengo 15 años. That means I'm 15 years
Yeah,
old.
which you weren't even. So which is what makes it even better.
It's because I
didn't even know that's what you said to her.
Because no, I don't think I said that to her, but it was just.
Tienes 31 años.
Yeah, see.
I'm completely lost here. I know there was 3 in there.
Oh,
31.
So
I'm 31 years.
You're 31.
Okay, fair enough.
That's how the Spanish do it. They say, I have this many years.
That was a brilliant moment. One of my other favourites was we were on a night out. Ash was dating a lady at the time.
I could have had her. I could have. Absolutely could have had her.
And
Ash didn't want her, so I could have had her.
She was like, and we've said this girl was the gold standard for personality of girls that could come into the group. She just
slotted in so perfectly.
And you and her were getting on really well.
Was this Chelsea's birthday?
No, we were in Lloyd's this night in Croydon, and then she did also come to Chelsea's.
That's right. We did classy nights out.
Yeah, Croydon, man. There's a KFC around the corner.
I'm not surprised.
No, it's closed down. Yeah.
And the Skylark.
It was called the Milan Bar as well, wasn't it?
Milan Bar,
Lloyd's, the Milan Bar. And we were there. I think we'd been upstairs smoking, and Ash used to come up with us and have a cheeky fag, and then he'd smoke a cigarette.
That's for our American audience there. Real wordplay.
And we were just on the way back down, and Alex was like, "Do you know what? If Ash wasn't here, pretty sure I'd be in there." And it's like, "Yeah, but if Ash wasn't here, she wouldn't be."
Yeah, I mean, okay, if we're doing memories of Al, I've got.
But in fairness to Alex, Ash was literally offering her out.
Yeah, he was. He was like, seriously, take her and all that.
Yeah.
I've got to say, there's 2 that always spring to mind for you. Well, 3 if you include the one where you kicked the change of that homeless guy in Italy. Not in Italy, wasn't it?
It wasn't. Well, I thought it was in Athens.
I thought it was in Rome. Oh, we all have different ideas.
No, I'm pretty sure you guys were in Italy. Your Greek trip was a separate.
No,
Greek and Italy.
We did a weekend in Athens and then we flew to Rome.
I definitely remember you telling me it was in Italy.
I remember it.
I wasn't.
It doesn't matter anyway.
I
would say the ones are. One, and I wasn't even there for it in Naples when you just went for the handshake with the waiter.
Yes.
Because he came down to take the money.
He came
away, and you were just like, handshake.
So he was like that. So he was like that. Come to take the check. I was like, I thought he was going for the handshake.
Yeah.
So I went I just followed him and went like that.
He took his hand.
His hand and drank it. Handshake. And the other one is when we were in Cornwall. Twice you gave us a moment. Once where some guy was with his partner playing like pitch and putt kind of golf.
Okay.
And he got right under it, but Al just shouted outside. He goes, "Go under that!" Just probably shouted at him. And then,
I didn't know I was saying it that loud. I have a loud voice.
Not even the best one of the weekend because when we were playing like a proper round of golf. And we'd watch these
Oh.
two guys tee off, and they played pretty good shots.
Mm.
And we were like, oh, we might as well wait. So Al like sparked up a cigarette. We were just waiting, let them play through. And the third guy teed off, went like into the woods. It wasn't very good. So he's already pissed off. He's having a bad game.
What
He
did
gets
Alex
there. Well, when they two get there, we were like playing like, we were like, yeah, we saw you tee off. And we were like, you know, we knew you were too good for us. We were like, yeah. Then we saw him tee off.
And we were like, oh, we may have made a mistake here, but I made a No, you say no. Yeah. Okay, I made a mistake.
Those are just great memories of you, Alex. It was just like, oh, Al, what are you doing? It's just, and I love it. You just speak before you think sometimes, and I think that's what gets you in trouble.
It's beautiful. It's part of your charm. It's part of your magic.
It is part of your charm, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And do you know what? It's been a fucking good episode.
I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed being back.
Thank you guys.
We'll have to get you on again because there's so much more we can talk about.
Yeah, 100%.
And you still didn't stop me. So you know.
But you started off too big.
Too high.
So you started off there. And I was like, wow.
Too much gap.
He's being bashful. You just haven't gone big enough.
My arms don't stretch wide enough.
Exactly.
My little arms that I will flaunt on OnlyFans.
Absolutely. And Alex will flaunt his
Jan, not eating.
You could do like a how-to guide. You can do like a training guide.
But yeah, what I would like to say...
you're actually really inspired then. You kind of leant back as if you've been struck by inspiration.
Not by you, just it struck me in general.
I take that.
But no, guys, it's been a really nice episode. Obviously, we played around a bit more with the sounds. Let us know what you thought of them.
There's more there that we
There is more there. I've got more I can download, more I can sort out.
Should have spent more time with Leanne, really, than doing this. You have no idea.
You are just going to drop you're just going to drop her name in like every half an hour.
I'm going to have to remember it.
Before I would always try and avoid actually like calling her by name, and I would just kind of say like, if you listen back to the old episodes, I would say like your partner, your fiance, because I wanted to be respectful to her and her privacy. But if I'm going to get that out of it, sorry, Leanne, your privacy's gone.
It's going to get old quick, isn't it?
No, I love it.
So obviously, we want to get more people on. We've talked about the idea of getting more friends on, so I think that's going to be good content for everyone. Let us know what you thought of the episode. When we do have Alex back on, give us questions for him, give us ideas for episodes.
And we want to get you on. If you want to be on.
Yeah, if you have something you want to come on and talk about, email us, get in touch.
CrossingSwords19.
There's a good chance we'll get you on, as long as obviously timetables permit, and we'll do our best.
We're the yes men. We're the Danny Wallaces, right? We're the Jim Carreys. We're the yes men.
We'll talk to anyone.
Yeah, and I would do anything.
I know who Danny Wallace is. You thought I didn't know.
No, I didn't think you didn't know. What you think I'm doing?
He's not a household name.
He's not a household name. I didn't think you didn't know. I had no opinion on whether you knew who Danny Wallace was or not.
Fine.
Okay, does that satisfy you?
I don't know, I feel like there became a moment, didn't it?
Awkward.
I feel like the honeymoon period went really quickly.
Yeah.
That first 5 minutes of being back.
Yeah.
And now it's gone.
It's gone.
And now it's got to witness that. That was quite a nice moment for him.
Thanks.
Yeah. But no, it's been really good. I've enjoyed this. I want to do it again. It's brilliant to be back. I've really been looking forward to it. I've been itching to do it. But Jay, tell them where they can find us.
I was hoping you would allow me to, or should we let Alex do it? No, he doesn't know.
Alex isn't going to.
There's no way he knows anything.
No, he's never listened to an episode long enough.
Do it.
Your Twitter is at Swords Crossing.
My fucking man.
Do you know why? Because I looked at your Twitter page today.
Good lad.
Yes.
My man. My man. So I did that. I mean, it's CrossingSwords_podcast on Instagram.
Yeah.
Just CrossingSwords on Facebook. You can also find it through Tara Strong. Did a post link to us once. It's no big deal. We're just sort of friends with her.
Yeah, we just know that. He's not even allowed Tara Strong is.
And also, email us CrossingSwords19@gmail.com. And what we would ask is that please, if you could, wherever you listen to your podcast, if you could like it, subscribe to it, rate it. Also, if you could go to YouTube
and like us or subscribe.
And like it and subscribe. You don't even have to sit and watch it through the whole way through.
No,
just click on the link.
It helps with the
bring it up,
algorithms,
like it, and
everything like that.
We're fine with you leaving.
Absolutely.
We're fine with being treated like trash.
I mean, if you can watch it on YouTube, please do, because that would be a big avenue for us if we could grow YouTube.
You're getting some added content if you get to see Alex. I'll do the lick again. Imagine you've got a donut there.
Oh,
the eyes, everything about that. I'm super hard.
Oh, wow.
That's a brilliant
This
moment.
is what we class as content, yes?
I mean, this is honestly the best it's ever been. That's my mum's a great shot.
Yeah,
This is the classiest it's been for a while.
absolutely.
You've really, amazingly, I know you think we've really debased the show with that. You've actually brought it out.
Yeah.
You've really brought out the level.
I would agree, to be fair. But no, as I said, been brilliant. We're going to do it again.
Being back.
Check back in with us soon.
Bye, guys. I think Al should have the last bye.
Please do.
Bye.